Hi all, welcome to Learning and Manual Testing. Today we are dealing with the process in software testing. Okay, the first one is sorry, planning and controlling. The second one is analysis and then design. The third one is implementation and execution. The fourth one will be planning and controlling, analysis and design, evaluating, exit reports. The fifth one will be test to closer activities. So let's go for the first one is let's save the document. The first one is planning and controlling. Okay, one for planning and controlling. Sorry, planning and controlling. If you see here, the definition is planning. I'm planning my work. I want me to controlling. Let's take an example. We have taken a real-time example of construction apartment, right? So let's consider that one human will take 5 days to complete and to construct a wall. So obvious is taken 7 days. Apart from expected 5 days, he have taken 7 actual days. So we may know what is the delay for the 2 days, right? The what is the condition, what is the cause for going for 2 days delay is nothing but it can be labor is not available, or the material what we are constructing material is not available, or something like climatic conditions, it can be rainy. So there is a possibility of delay. I need to check why there is a delay. So my expectation is I need to complete this constructive wall for 5 days, but he has taken 7 days to complete. So I will see what is the cause for the delay. So I came to know the problem is nothing but some climate condition or human resources, lack of human resources, or can be lack of material which not supplied on time. So whenever I construct the same wall, same type of wall in next 2 days, um, so obvious I will try to control the things, right? So I will try to control the something, but I will gather all the things. I will keep the I'll ask the human resource, please available for the 5 days. Don't try to again go for 7 days. So I will try to controlling the my planning part. So nothing but planning is nothing but first one is doing the things as per schedules. So coming to controlling is nothing but if any deviation in my planning, okay, sorry, spelling mistake. So controlling part is nothing but if any deviations in my planning, I will do controlling activities. That's it. Controlling nothing but if any deviations in the planning, then only we'll have the controlling activities. Controlling activities nothing but if I'm seeing the deviations, I'm seeing the planning. So if any further planning is there, so I try to remove all those problems. So nothing but this is nothing but controlling. The second one is analysis and designing. So analysis or analyze or solve something like that. So analyze what I need to analyze. Obvious. First thing is I need to analyze the what user needs, right? Analyze user needs to know what we need to do, right? To know what exactly user needs. The second one is, so whenever I try to analyze the things, obvious, I need to start my writing my test scenarios and test case, right? Okay? That's nothing but we'll call it a test designing. So start preparation of test designing activities. So this is nothing but analysis and design. Test design activities nothing but what we'll call it as test scenarios and test cases. The third one is implementation and execution. Implementation nothing but whenever we're doing a development part, we'll call it as a coding, right? So implement the coding. So developer will give the code. Developer will implements his code. Obvious, whenever he implements his code, whenever he writes his code, obvious testing team has to check or verify or execute or to validate the application, right? So QA team, testing team, a QA team or testing team will be the same. Right now, everyone will call it as QA only, quality analyst. QA team will check the application. That's nothing but we'll call it as execution. Okay. The fourth one will be a bit tricky one. Fourth one is evaluating evaluating exit reports. Here we have seen the process, right? Process in manual testing. What are the process we have? Test requirements, test planning, test designing, test execution, test closure activities. So these are the these are the process we have seen in process in manual testing, right? So whenever, let's take a few example. I just take the rough estimations of the things. So first of all, I know what is my needs. Depending on needs, I plan my work. Later I'll start designing the preparation of test cases. Later I will check the application. Whenever everything is fine, I'll close my activities. So these are things we have seen in the previous classes. So to start my test requirements, obvious, first of all, I know what user needs, right? So I will take user needs as inputs. I will start work on what is a user requirement. Whenever I know the user requirements, I will prepare a document. Obvious, we know the other requirement document names, nothing but. So I will prepare my BRD, SRS, FRD documents, business requirement document. These are the whenever this document preparation has been completed, I will start the test planning. So what I will consider, what I will say, I will take these as inputs for my planning. Okay, I will take these inputs as my planning. Sorry, I will take these inputs as my planning, and I will start my planning part. So whenever I doing my planning, I will prepare a document. That document will call it as test plan document. Whenever test plan document completes, in the next phase, I will start my designing my test scenario and test cases. Don't be confused. Okay, test designing is nothing but preparation of test cases and test scenarios. Okay, so in this phase, the output will be my prepared scenarios and test cases, right? So prepared test scenarios and test cases. Okay, okay. Uh, I'll write a shortcut here. Test scenarios and test cases. See here, nothing but in each phase, what is the input I'm taking, what I can deliver the output. So same here, I will take inputs as requirement documents. I will start my test plan document. I will take the test plan document as input for the next phase, and here I am going to generate the test scenarios and test cases. Now, yes, whenever my test scenario and test case has been done, I'll start working my test execution part or validating the application. Okay. Once I validate an application, if I see any problems, I will report those problems and try to rectify the problems. And the last uh, end output for test execution is test execution reports. So test execution reports. Whenever test execution reports has been done, so next the last one will be my. I will close my activities, right? Same like I will close my testing related activities. So obvious, this phase output will be my tested reports. So how I had done the work, how I had done all the things. So we obvious these each phase will be discussed in STLC in further classes. So these are the, if you see here, these are the inputs. These are the left side are all nothing but the entry for every phase, entry criteria. Okay, what I am showing here, the output for each phase will call it as exit criteria. So these are nothing but very important entry and exit criteria. If I ask anyone what I meant by entry criteria for test designing is nothing but for test designing the entry criteria is test plan document. What the exit criteria for test execution is nothing but exit criteria for test execution is execution reports. So we need to keep an eye on this entry and exit criteria. So entry point of view, it is very important. So entry criteria for each phase, exit criteria for each phase is very important. So why I'm dealing here is nothing but, so here I've written, right, evaluating exit reports, nothing but I'm checking the all exit reports here, whatever I'm showing the exit, right? I'm checking all exit reports, how exit reports will looks like. Why I'm evaluating exit reports is nothing but every exit report is input to the next phase. Every exit report is input to the next phase. Every exit report is input to the next phase. Every exit report is input to the next phase. That's why if my exit report here is showing the correct value, then only my test plan will be correct. If any problems here happens, that problem will be injected into this all the phases. So try to evaluate, try to check how exit criteria, how exit reports for each phase is looks like. So exit criteria. So nothing but evaluating or checking the exit reports for each phase is nothing but evaluating exit reports. The last one will be, what is the last one? You see the fifth one is nothing but obvious. The fifth one is test closure activities. Test closure activities. What meant test closure activities? Obvious, we know, right? Whenever my test process complete and would generate reports. Why we are require reports? Obvious, to show how we have done the process, how we are implementing the testing process, how much time to take. Everything is required. Something like our progress card report, right? What will show to our parents? It will show the how progress you have done. So something like whenever my test process has been completed, so I need to generate reports to show how how we have performed the things. So nothing but here, QA team will generate reports to show how the test process has been implemented. This is nothing but test closure activities. So these are the things we'll include in process in software testing. Very, very important. The first one is planning and control, and analysis and design, implementation and execution, evaluating exit report, and the last one will be test closure activities. So everything for everyone, I've given the basic definitions of what is meant planning, what is meant by controlling, what is meant by analysis, and what is meant by implementation, why, what is meant by entry and exit criteria. This entry and exit criteria is very, very important. So, and what is the input for every phase and what is the output for every phase, why you are going for implementation and executing, all those things I have given the definitions for process and software testing. So thanks, that's it for the day. We'll see much more in next classes.